Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Royal Enfield Rider Mania, coming to you live from beautiful Goa in India. My name is Jimmy Swan. I'm from Sydney, Australia. I'm a Royal Enfield ambassador. I'm joined here today by Jessica Zara, who is also a Royal Enfield ambassador from Melbourne in Australia. How are you going today, Jess?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem at all. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Today we're going to be bringing you the Race of Champions. Jess, I'm going to give you a little bit of detail about that in a sec, but just the shots we see now as we're panning across the beautiful hilltop scene in Goa. We can see a bit of action there from the... we've got the qualifying for the Race of Champions at the moment happening. I was in here yesterday with my esteemed colleague Adash, calling one of the races for the men's expert class in the 550cc category. And yeah, it's a pretty tricky course. There's some great riders out there, and we're hoping to see plenty of action today. You can also see a part of the, I guess, the layout there, some of the other events that have been happening. Jess, you participated in a few of the events yesterday. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I did the hill climb yesterday, so that was a first for Royal Enfield and Rider Mania this year, yeah, it was quite a steep ascent up some loose rock. Yeah, and had a blast. Actually, it was really fun. Really happy to have had a go. Now
we're all cylinders firing. Did you have two full tyres of air? What was happening there?
That's a very leading question, because I did not have two full tyres of air. I had one full tyre of air, and I had a tube wrapped around my sprocket. So wow. I did finish the race only 4 seconds behind the people in front of me. I'm not actually sure where I placed. I should probably check up on that.
Absolutely, go and check that out. And guys, as you can see, we're actually on day 3 of Rider Mania. So everyone who's been following it, who's been here or been watching on Facebook, getting the live feeds, we're actually broadcasting live now to Facebook and also on the official Royal Enfield YouTube channel. So we'd love to hear from you guys. So just throw some comments down below if you're tuning in. Let us know where you're watching from, and if you've been at Rider Mania, tell us what you've been thinking over the last couple of days. What's been your favourite event? Jess, I might throw that question to you. What's been your favourite event or thing that you've seen at Rider Mania so far in the last couple of days?
I reckon the trials is pretty good. Just watching people taking the most inappropriate bikes on a very inappropriate course, that was hilarious. And some people failing, some people succeeding. It was really interesting.
Now, this was something I noticed yesterday, Jess, when I was watching this racetrack. You can see the red roof there of the Royal Enfield gun wagon. That is my favourite Instagram page at the moment. That car just appears from out of nowhere. I love that thing. I've got to go and get a picture in it. But anyway, enough about me. Looking at the track here, guys, I think we've got a few more laps left in the qualifying. I might give you a little bit of detail now about the Race of Champions. So, Jess, with the Race of Champions, it's basically made up of the 3 different classes of races we have at Royal Enfield Rider Mania each year. So there's going to be champions from the 350cc class, the 550cc class, and the Himalayan class as well. So to be eligible for this race, you have had to have won or been on the podium. Sorry, I should say you have to have been on the podium for the last couple of years to be able to participate. The next one is another qualifier. So no, we'll be coming to the race live. I think we've probably got about another 7 minutes or so.
I'm keen to see who gets through, Jimmy. I heard yesterday there was a guy that popped a wheelie over the line, so I'm definitely looking forward to something similar.
Look, I'll be a little bit biased. I've got a bit of a favourite here. The winner of the men's expert level 550cc final. I called it, halfway through the final lap.
You have to say that now, don't you?
I look, no pressure again, 85. But if I can see a wheelie over the finish line, if you take out today, I'm cheering for you, buddy. So I think you can do it.
Did you say that these guys have participated before in the events, Jimmy? Did you say that they've participated before in the events in Rider Mania?
These guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've had to have been on a podium in the last however long Rider Mania's been going for in the last 10 years to be able to qualify. I just wanted to mention as well, 85, who won yesterday, was Suella from Bangalore. I think my money's on him again, so we'll wait and see what happens there.
I wonder if there's someone who's done this multiple times already over the years. I'd be keen to know that.
Look, yeah, I'd be interested to see that too. There's probably a few statesmen of Royal Enfield Rider Mania that, coming back here year after year to, defend their title or make sure that they're getting up on the podium for the Race of Champions, which we'll be bringing to you very shortly.
What do you reckon their setup is with their tyres? Have they got hardcore knobbies on, or what are they using?
I think it's probably a bit of a mix. There's some, definitely in this, there's going to be hardcore knobbies. In the novice classes, they would definitely just have the, standard tyres straight out of the factory or sort of street tyres. But yeah, these guys are probably a little bit more serious. They're training week in, week out for events like this. And I guess once we get to the big race, we're going to see that all on show.
It's pretty impressive, what they can do on these bikes, actually. It's awesome. Well, especially on the classic stuff, getting those classics around the turns.
Yeah, definitely. And, we were talking yesterday about some of the customizations of these bikes that, they're just basically a couple of standard bullets that you see out there, or classics that guys are just putting dirt tyres on, maybe slightly tweaking the suspension, throwing some mudguard type fenders on there and motocross handlebars, and that's literally it. But it really comes down to the experience and I guess the usability or the skills of each rider to get them over the line and try and win.
It's interesting to see the difference between India and Australia, isn't it? And then this their competitive nature. What do you think of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's especially back home in Australia, it's there's probably, it's a bit more standoffish. There'll be guys who are on a regular circuit who are racing and, sure, they're friends, but when it comes to race day, it's game on, it's game face, and they're all sort of, ready to go. But talking to some of the guys out there yesterday who, before the races, they're all mates, and they're all just here for a really good time.
That's it, hey? It doesn't matter if you win or lose, everyone's really supportive. It's a really great atmosphere.
That's it. And Jess, can I ask you to, coming from Australia, you've had a pretty epic trip in the last couple of years. Or actually, it was just in the last year. You took a Royal Enfield Himalayan around Australia. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I actually took 2 Himalayans, a black and a white one, and 5 strangers around Australia. What started off just me and one other girl ended up being these 5 strangers, and we took these bikes to probably the most inhospitable places on the planet. And I cannot believe the fact that they still survived. They absolutely pushed through. It was amazing. So yeah, think of the hardest thing you can think of. We did that. Deep water, deep sand, corrugations, seeing nobody for miles. 25,000 kilometers over 6 months. So definitely put them to the test. And I was stoked to see how they performed.
And one thing we talked about yesterday as well, Jess, was I guess the vastness and size of Australia compared to India as well, and the population, and how there's only about 26 million people in Australia. Now, you could ride for days there and just about see, not another person except the people you're riding with. So, how's your experience? I know this is your first time to India. What's your experience been like riding in India at the moment?
Oh my God!
It's a bit of a culture shock, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but
I think it's as well known that it's jam-packed with colours, sights, sounds, people, cows, whatever. There's roundabouts that don't exist some days. There's cows just create new roundabouts. So
it's like the mobile roundabout. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good and bad really. But it's amazing to be in a place full of so much passion and people, and but the heat is definitely a shock.
Yeah, so guys, we'd love to hear some comments, or see some comments down below on Facebook and YouTube if you're watching. Okay, and we're just hearing now that we've got the lineup for the final is coming in. This is, again, just to run you through what's happening here. Again, this is the Royal Enfield Rider Mania Race of Champions for 2018. To qualify for this class, you must have been a podium finisher in the 350cc, the 550cc or Himalayan class. So you're going to see a mixture of bikes here. And these are the guys who are really, really going to bring it today.
Very exciting.
And, I feel for these guys because we were talking yesterday as well. It's been like 34 to 36 degrees Celsius every single day. You can see the guys. Look, he's not participating. He's having a big gulp of water. Go, you good thing.
Yeah.
You've got to keep hydrated, guys. That's the key, being out there in the heat. But honestly, we've done a couple of rides here, Jess, with the rest of the crew, for other ambassadors from around the world. And, we've all struggled in this heat. It's been super hot. So you've got to take your hat off to these guys. They're really showing, what they're made of.
It's
they're
definitely
really
part
riders.
of the challenge. It's not just the ride, it's also the endurance and how you can keep up, in the heat, and your mental strength as well. yeah, it's quite amazing. You're out in 5 minutes in your gear, and you're absolutely sliding through your gear. You're sweating so much because it's not just the heat; it's also the humidity is so thick. So yeah, to be fully covered up and to have your goggles on and everything. Look, that guy's got his goggles and stuff on already. Props to him because I mean he's going to have very foggy goggles in like 10 minutes.
Absolutely. And so we've got 8 laps today as well, just to let everyone know, and we'll be kicking off shortly with the Race of Champions here live on Facebook and YouTube for Royal Enfield Rider Mania 2018. Another quick note too, guys. Coming from Australia and I know other parts of the world as well, for meets like this where you're going to have a dirt track race, a lot of the guys have got the luxury of throwing their bikes on the back of trailers or on the back of utes or utility vehicles to get them from their home to where the racetrack is. But these guys actually ride their bikes from their hometown, however far away it is, to compete in this race. And so I was speaking to guys this morning who have ridden from as far as Kerala down south in India, which, forgive me for not knowing how far it is, but one of the guys was saying he rode 1,500 kilometres just to get here for one of the races, which, again, that's a massive feat in itself because sometimes the road conditions and the distance travelled is that's bigger than the race. But
yeah, shout out to the guys that I met that took 2 days to get here because their bikes broke down about 3 times on the way here by accident. But they fixed it and because got all the parts and kept on going. So quite a journey.
And saying that with the parts, Jess, as well, we've seen it. I think you experienced as well in the last. It was just yesterday. You had a punctured tyre, and we've got a team here of Royal Enfield service guys who are more than willing to help everyone out to get their bikes fit and ready and back on the road.
Yeah, it's amazing the support that you have here. It's awesome. Really incredible.
So, guys, again, we're coming to you live on Facebook and YouTube on the official Royal Enfield channels from Royal Enfield Rider Mania 2018. Tell us what you think. Give us some comments. Give us a bit of love.
Tell us where you came from. Tell us where you rode in from as well. We'll be keen to know.
And if there's any questions, guys, fire them through because, if you're seeing this for the first time and you're thinking, hey, I could maybe come and compete in this next year, or I want to come along and experience Rider Mania. It's such a great event. It's the first time that I've been here for Rider Mania, and I'm definitely coming back again, let me tell you that.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's crazy. It's an amazing festival. I've done a few around the world, and this definitely takes the cake for sort of the most welcoming atmosphere for anybody, regardless gender, age, experience, that kind of thing. It's awesome.
So we can see the guys are starting to get a bit ready here. It's looking a bit more serious. So we're probably only a couple of minutes away now from the start of this race. Once the goggles get on, we can see a few, pre-race stretches happening. The guys are getting serious. So I'll have to check too if we've got a whole shot on this race, but we'll come back in a second, confirm if there's a whole shot for this race. But basically that means that's the guy who comes through first to take the first corner and leads the races through the first bend.
I'll try and get Jimmy not to say too much Australian slang, guys, so that we can actually understand what's going on. Can't promise anything though.
I'll try not to say struth or drongo or things like that too many times. I could actually, turn into one of the great Australian cricket commentators or something like that, but maybe I'll throw something in mid-race. We'll see how we go.
Here we go.
Number 146.
And I'll tell you what, there's a massive team here as well putting together this, what you're seeing before us. There's drones flying around, camera crews, control rooms. It's a huge operation here by the guys at Royal Enfield.
I love it. Look at their bikes.
I haven't seen 85 yet. I'm a little bit nervous, but maybe he's had to change his number, but that's okay.
Akbar B, 146, Akbar B.
I love how they're customized. Look at the front fender.
Well, that's it, and that the bars they're sort of ranging from motocross. There's just a few flat bars across the front as well. It's a great mix. And look there, you've got Himalayan, you've got a classic. There's probably a Continental GT in there as well. It's just so good to see a mix of Enfield bikes, and it's just testament to how well these bikes perform on and off road.
So do you think it's as much about the bike that they have as well as their skill?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think that, if they're on a similar class bike, it's probably going to come down more to the skill.
Yeah, for sure.
So, guys, again, we're coming to you live from Royal Enfield Rider Mania 2018. You're watching us live or listening to us live on Facebook and YouTube. If you've got any comments, please throw them in the section below. We'd love to hear from you. So, Jess, I think too, as we're sort of coming to a close of 2018 Royal Enfield Rider Mania, for me, just walking around the last couple of days and going through, some of the food halls, having listened to some of the talks, looking at the custom bikes, I think we sort of touched on it earlier. The guys and girls from India and the guys we've met, from all around the world, have been so welcoming, and I didn't know what to expect when I came here, to be perfectly honest, but it's really blown me away how welcome that
Every time you say this, it gives me shivers. This is the second time you've done this to me. And just the fact that, everybody's here. Everybody that you probably follow on Instagram or, that it's people that I look up to, they're here. I'm going to go meet one straight after this. I can't wait. We've been friends online and I've never met him in person, and we're from different countries, and I get the chance to meet and have a drink and look at bikes and talk about bikes, and it's awesome. Yeah. It's really incredible that you can just walk up to anyone and go have a chat. They're all here, and the people who've made their bikes are standing next to them. You can go talk to them. It's awesome.
Well, that's it. It's the common goal is the pure motorcycling and Royal Enfield. That's what's bringing everyone here today. Okay, we've got a green flag, guys, which means that we're almost ready to race. The marshals are just getting set. We've got some thumbs up. We've got a few rogues who are out there at the moment. We need them to clear before we can get this started.
Oh my gosh.
You can see the ambulance in the background there. The friendly people from the Goa local hospital are on hand to mend any broken bones. But I don't think we're going to see any today. It's just going to be fast-paced action. I'm hoping for wheelies galore. Yeah,
that would be great. God, it must be hard to pop a wheelie on these, surely.
Again, I think it just comes down to the skill of the rider. Although we've got a rider at the back there who's not going to be at the front of the start, but hopefully he can get his way through.
So kind of run me through this race if you can. So how many laps have we got again?
Okay, so we've got 8 laps in, and this is the Race of Champions. So to qualify for the Race of Champions, you have to have been a podium finisher in either the 350cc class, the 550cc class, or the Himalayan class. Now, you could have been a podium place getter from previous years at Royal Enfield Rider Mania, and basically you come here and these guys are, they've got the goods and they're going to bring it today. So I think this is going to be, it's fitting that this is one of the last races, or I think it might be one of the last race events for Royal Enfield Rider Mania, and it's really the best of the best. These guys are the cream of the crop.
They must be steaming right now. They've been sitting out there for a while. Oh, look, God.
I'd love to say that I can feel their pain, but we're actually sitting back in a control booth that's air conditioned. So you're on your own out there, guys. But do your riding club proud.
Another thing to consider is the dust that they've kicked up. So there's a huge cloud of dust sort of over the whole track. So it's another thing to think about. And riding behind people, and the visibility is another thing that you can't. I don't know if you can really tell from this.
Yeah, I think we'll probably get about one. By the end of the first lap, we're probably going to have a clear couple of guys who are going to leave the rest for dust. And don't forget, you've got Continental GT engines out there against 350. So, one thing, and Jess, we talked about this the other day. In Australia, we always, go for the underdog. So, I can't see 85 out there. He was my kind of favourite he took out.
He's not an underdog, is he though?
He's not an underdog, but that's what I'm saying. I can't see him there. So I'm hoping one of the little guys on a 350cc can get up and win it today.
Blast through, yeah. Why do you reckon that guy's covered up his headlight?
Well, a few of the guys did, and I reckon, like I was saying before, they ride all the way here. So if any stones or anything cracks that headlight and they can't use it, if they've got to ride through the night, they can't basically see.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I kind of just made that up. It sounds good. I think that's why they've
we'll
done
run with that, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if I can think of any other reason why they would do that. Other than, they wouldn't think to not blind their opponent, because that would be a strategy I would use.
Yeah. So these guys are just sitting there baking for a little bit longer. It has cooled down a little bit this afternoon. Local time is about 10 to 4 in the afternoon in Goa, India. We're coming to you live from Royal Enfield Rider Mania 2018. Just waiting for the start of the, I'm pretty sure it's the final racing event of Rider Mania 2018, the Race of Champions. Sorry, go ahead, Jess.
How amazing is this, that they can have this opportunity to race classic bikes like this? It's awesome. And how cool is it that we get the opportunity as well? Like a pinch me.
Yeah.
Moment.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We were talking about it yesterday as well. Commentating on the men's final, the expert class, and these guys are training sort of week in and week out for this. They're doing such an awesome job. Okay, guys, we're just waiting for some of the crew there to give a green flag to get the start. I can see the guys moving up.
That tie-dye, that's go off for you, isn't it? Tie-dye central.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're going to see a flag soon for the start of the Race of Champions, which is an 8.
You know what I'd love to see, Jimmy? Tie-dye suit. That'd be great.
That would be good.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Maybe next year, if anyone's listening. If you could do that for me if I can't make it, that would be great.
I think I just saw some stonewash as well. We've got everything here in Goa today. This is beautiful.
I mean, it's just that those tyres, they're not that aggressive. So these guys are going to be sliding around and losing a lot of traction, which is great for this, but also, it means you're going to lose a little bit of control. So, yeah, keen to see how this all pans out for them. So impressive.
Okay, guys, so we're just waiting for the track officials to give us a green flag so we can get this race underway. Don't forget, guys, we're coming to you live on Facebook and YouTube on the official Royal Enfield channels. Drop us a comment below and let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you.
So where's your favourite, Jimmy? Can you see him?
I can't. 85, you've let me down, buddy. I don't know where you are. But, okay, look, 19's my new favourite. I don't know why.
You just chose 19. You've got no... There's no... What's your reasoning for that?
Well, I don't know. I can't tell if that's a 350 or a 500. But look,
isn't that a 500C? It is, I think, the old one. It seems that there's a couple of spots missing. What's happened, Jimmy?
I think we're just getting news in now live from the desk that 2 riders have actually been disqualified. Number 147 for changing his vehicle. So it just brings us back down to 10 people in the race now for this 8-lap extravaganza at Rider Mania.
What is that bike that he's on there?
So these guys must be absolutely baking out there. It's still pretty warm. There's a little bit of a breeze in the afternoon at Goa, but you can tell these guys are just sitting around waiting to get this underway. But I tell you what, once that gate drops, these boys are going to make some noise and fly around that corner.
So what kind of adjustments do you think they've made to these bikes? Like, we can see the front fender, we talked about that before. Is there anything else?
Yeah, definitely, Jess. I think that there'd be a lot of suspension modifications to perhaps keep the bike a little bit more in sport mode so they can whip around those corners. Really, that's about it. I don't know if they're giving themselves a little bit more height in the rear wheel. It's probably just mostly around suspension, front and back for this. Tyres, obviously, as well. And that's probably going to be about it. But we're seeing guys now, they're putting on their goggles. We're getting to the final stages, getting ready to get this race underway. Again, you're watching Royal Enfield Rider Mania 2018. This is the Race of Champions. We've got 10 competitors in this 8-lap race, and they're all podium finishers from previous events at Rider Mania in the 350cc, the 550cc, and Himalayan categories. So we've got a green flag, guys. You can expect to see this race kick off any second now. So that green flag is actually signalling there's 2 minutes to go until we're live. And we can see there on the right-hand side, one of the cards is going to fly up, giving 15 seconds and 5 seconds. So we're coming in a little bit quicker than we thought. So get ready, guys. Hang on to your hats. This is going to be a massive race. Jess, who's going to take the first corner, do you think?
Oh, red.
Okay, guys, and we go for the Race of Champions.
Oh.
Who have we got coming through the whole shot? 45?
Red. All red.
All right, you got it. You picked it.
Oh,
Nice
someone's
work.
gone over.
There's a bit of a stack there. So the all-important first corner in the whole shot is really going to determine the rest of this race. Massive carnage at the back of the field.
Come on, son.
Okay, they're just stepping through the paces here now. And these guys, they look like they're taking it pretty easy. And I want to see some little bit more action here.
Bit more sliding, hey?
Yeah, I think this is probably within the next couple of laps.
Yeah.
45 is going to get picked down, and there's going to be a couple of changes of lead. But one thing we noticed yesterday too, because when I mentioned 85, he just took the race by storm and beat them by a country mile. The jostling for positions for second, third, fourth and fifth was where the real race was happening, and you can see these guys are really bringing it today. And one thing also, I'm not sure if we can get a shot of it, but is the trophies that the guys are getting today are all custom-made trophies that, you know, some of them have got bike parts in the Royal Enfield bike parts. They're really unique pieces that these guys take home and you know, treasure from the experience from today.
45 is still going strong. I feel like they're definitely they've tested it now, and now they're picking up the speed.
Yeah. And I can tell you guys, it's still pretty warm here. These guys are doing it tough. These corners are really tight, but they're bringing everything. Being the last race event for Royal Enfield Rider Mania 2018, they're not going to leave anything behind. These guys are going to put everything on the line right now. So have we still got 45 in front?
We do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just going for
So
it. Yeah.
from the looks of things, he seems to be on it's a 500cc. I think it's a classic chrome. So I'd like to see, I've got one of those back home, so, you know, I can change my mind. I can change his mind, can't he? 19. I don't know if I go through any more. 45, let's do it.
They seem to be taking quite a wide corner on some of these.
So I think I just saw 6 laps to go, Jess.
Yeah.
Number 45 looks like he's going to have some problem here.
Ah, that's what I'd see. Little fishy.
Right on his tail. Moving from fourth to second and now.
45's doing pretty well. He's just keeping out in front.
If you have a favourite, guys, post up. We'd love to see.
Because guys, there's only one trophy. One of these guys.
Now, one thing that'd be great to see next year, I think maybe they can just throw a little jump in there. I think, guys, we'd like to see, you know, these guys getting airborne. We know they can pop wheelies. They're sliding around corners, but you know, it'd be kind of cool to see a little bit of a jump, I reckon. Wow, who was that? That guy's ripping through. He's got the Sunday slide happening all over him. I think that was my 19. Maybe he's coming back. I'm so fickle, guys. I don't know who to choose. I think everyone's a winner here today, but come on. I think 45's still out in
You've
front.
definitely got the Indian attitude now.
And again, guys, wherever you're watching in the world, drop us a comment on Facebook and YouTube. Let us know what you're thinking of the race and Rider Mania, and over the weekend, what footage we brought you. We'd love to hear from you. Okay, so there's been another crash. We're just trying to focus in here on a bit of footage. So we're looking at 45.
No,
I think
what's he
45
been
might have taken. So
overtaken?
97's taking the lead now.
What's happening?
Oh, we've had 19. Oh,
Oh no, what's happened?
I'm heartbroken.
Was that yours?
He was my guy. Yeah, okay. I've changed my mind so many times, but
he's back.
He's back. What's happened to his helmet? He's lost the plug. Oh, look,
Is
he's
his
going to do
helmet on
well.
backwards?
It could be. Okay, I want to get a call here and see how many laps we've got left, but I think we're down to about 3 to go. So the Royal Enfield Gunwagon, you can see there, that is a support vehicle for some of the big Odyssey rides that Royal Enfield offer. It's there to you know, pick up bikes and offer assistance along the way. And it's great to see it you know, featured in some of the shots here. We look like we're on the final lap, unless they've got a number 2 they're holding up to everyone else. Okay, so there's 2 laps to go. I'm getting a live feed from the desk now. 2 laps to go, guys. So, Jess, what's impressing you here about the riding style of these guys? You've done a lot of dirt riding, you know, across great distances, but you know, these guys have got some skills, hey?
What I would definitely say is when you see something on a screen, it's definitely not as fast as it is in real life. So you've got to imagine that what we're seeing is actually looks way slower than it is. These guys are going way faster than... See, I look at this and I think, oh yeah, I could do that. No, I definitely could not do that. They're going way faster than it, you think.
Okay, so we're in the final lap now, Jess. We've got 97 who's taken through. He's got a fair lead there. So 130, he's been having a great race. So we're going to catch up.
Right.
19's back in the game. I'm not sure what's happened to his helmet. We'll have to go and check that post-race. Make sure he's okay. So 97, here he goes. Okay, so we're on final lap now. Oh, he's won.
Celebrating.
He's finished. So final lap. I was hoping for a wheelie, but 19, well done. We're going to have to get the names of the guys up here soon on the screen, but that was an epic race. It was so good to see, you know, that competition between 19 and 45 there for the major part of the race. These guys have really brought it here today, and they should all be incredibly proud of themselves. And don't forget, like Jess and I were saying earlier, these guys are actually riding here from a long way away. So they're going to have to spend, you know, the next couple of hours or day or so to get home. So hats off to them. Well done, guys.
And expert riders and race of champions.
So that's the last event, is it? For Rider Mania.
That's the last race event for Rider Mania. So guys, thanks for listening. You've been watching the 2018 Royal Enfield Rider Mania Race of Champions. And you can see the scenes now. The guys are going absolutely nuts. They're congratulating their riders. Their teams are there to support them. Getting a blast of water there. That's what it's all about. It's all about mateship. Look at them go. And one thing too, all the events here at Royal Enfield Rider Mania, the guys and girls have to wear full protective gear, which is, you know, pretty much essential. Even doing the trials race, the hill climb and everything, it's pretty much safety first. Like coming from Australia as well, we see, you know, it's compulsory for us to wear helmets. And riding here, we see a lot of guys and girls who aren't wearing helmets. It's a you know, I guess a cultural thing, but you know, if you're out on the road, out on a racetrack, or doing any kind of event like this, always best to you know, pad up and wear your safety
and also,
gear.
I mean, it makes your confidence, you know, way more confident. So if you know, wear the gear, then you're able to do more. That's how I see it. I know it's hard, but putting it on, you know, will push you further. So
absolutely. So guys, what do you think of this race? You know, we'd love to hear from you on Facebook and YouTube. Write a few comments and let us know what you thought of that race and the action we brought you today. And also, you know, if you're thinking of coming along to Rider Mania in Goa, it's on every single year. You should really consider it. This is my first one, same for Jess as well, and I think we'll definitely be back in the years to come. It's been a great couple of days, and it's events like this that just really bring the community of riders all around the world together.
well said, very well said.
We're saying too, we've got so many ambassadors from around the world here. It's the United Nations of Royal Enfield at Goa Rider Mania.
What have we got? We've got Australian, American, Colombian, England, or British.
We've got the Italians as well. The Italians are out of control.
We
Just
got,
the Vietnamese guys. It's guys here as well who have come from down to Saigon, from Hanoi as well. Royal Enfield's just
we've got
recently.
Germany.
Germany as well. Yeah. Yep. So we've got you know, everyone represented. Okay, so the challenge is on for me to pronounce everyone's name. So first place, number 97, was Sachin Gorpad.
Gorpani? No, Gorpad.
Gorpadi. Okay, well done, Jess. You got me. You can take the second one now. That's your prize.
Sanjay Kokate? No.
We'll go with that. And in third place,
You've got the hard one.
Navathan Krishnan.
Navnathan Krishna. That's good. You did it. Nice.
Yeah, we got it. So congratulations, guys. Wow. Really well done. Such a great race. And thanks so much for watching the Race of Champions at Royal Enfield Rider Mania 2018.